Hey, this is Jason Morris with Real Estate Agents That Really Work. So I've been getting a lot of questions about building a team and how to build a team and a lot of this stuff. And, I think there's a lot of misconceptions with a team and what it actually is, and or at least what I consider a team. With some of the different real estate models out there, that's what they encourage you to do, is go out and build a team. It's really, but for a lot of us, building a team, hiring 10 buyers agents and the management responsibility and all that stuff, building a team, lots of times it's not very profitable. You're going to make very little on those agents you're adding to it. I mean, in most cases, you're going to make only 10 to 15%. I mean, maybe if you're lucky, you'll make 20% on leads and stuff you're sending them. But you've got to work a lot to generate those leads, you got to spend a lot of money to generate those leads, and in some cases, it's just not going to be worth it. The team that you really need to be focused on building is a team of your support staff and vendors. Okay, so what that means, if you're an attorney state, you need a good attorney. You need a good, if you're not an attorney state, you need a good title company. You need a good home inspector. You need a good, maybe a couple of lenders. Used to be all lenders really offered the same programs. Nowadays, it seems like every one of them's got a little something different, or a different niche product or something like that. It's almost, you almost can't use one lender nowadays. You almost have to figure out what your client's looking for and then send them over to the lender that that has that program. But build a team of your support vendors, the people that you need the contract to go from you meeting your client to sign the contract to your contract actually closing. If you have to babysit anybody, or if you have to hold their hand, or if you have to call them every other day to check up on them, you don't need that vendor. Remember, a lot of these attorneys forget that we are actually sending them business, or we're referring them business. The home inspectors, everybody forgets that sometimes. We are actually referring you business. You're not paying us for it, and you're not doing really anything special for it. You're just doing your job. And that's all we want you to do, is do your job. And if we have to babysit you, or, I don't mind helping out or getting some information if I need to every now and then. But if I start feeling like, man, it'd be easier for me just to go up there and work in the attorney's office and try to close this thing myself, there's no need for me to have you. But that's the team that we need to be focused on, building that team of vendor support. What it's going to do, if you get a team of strong vendors that offer great customer service, it's going to cut down your time that you're having to spend during the closings. And that way you could focus more on selling, because really once the contract's signed, for the most part, your job is done. Once you get to a certain level, you do need to add a buyer's agent, because buyers are going to take up more of your time than anything. So you do need to hire a buyer's agent at some point or another. I think that's a really smart choice. I keep getting asked questions about hiring ISAs. If you are a fairly new agent, or if you're an agent and you're just trying to avoid making the calls and contacting people, then I don't think that's a really good idea. I mean, if you're out there and you're getting 10, 15, 20 listings a month, you're trying to figure out how you can get another 10 or 15, you probably need to make more calls, and an ISA wouldn't be bad. Would not be a bad idea at all. But if you're an agent out there that's getting 2 listings a month, 4 listings a month, you've got a lot of capacity left to be able to make calls and get business yourself. So I don't think an ISA is the smartest thing for you. Even with buyer's agents, if you're generating a lot of buyer's leads, I see some of these teams having ISAs and they're paying them, a larger percent of the commission. And that's not a horrible idea in some cases, but for the most part, the buyer's agent should be working the leads like you determine they work your leads. I mean, that is your business. So it's not their business. So you should have a process and a system to make sure they're following up however many times you want them to follow up. I mean, we've talked a lot about follow-up, but even with buyers, your money's going to come in the follow-up. It's not going to come in the initial call. Every now and then you might get somebody on an initial call that says, hey, I want this house, but most of the time it's not. It's going to come, after that 6th, 8th, 10th call to them, after emails to them. We're selling a more of a luxury product. We're selling homes. It's one of the most expensive investments most people make. For a lot of people, it's not going to be a quick, easy decision. You're going to need to follow up with them a lot. So you need to make sure you have a follow-up system for your buyer's agent, just like you do your listings. If you don't have a pre-listing package, go to my website, jasonmorrisprelistingpackage.com, and you can download one. But if you're looking to build a winning team, you need to start with your vendor support staff. That's the first thing you need to start with. You need to do that. Your second step should be to hire an administrative person, even if it's 20 hours a week. Your third step should be to hire a buyer's agent. And that's how you build a winning team that's profitable in today's market.